Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Añuli and this is Alpha Human Talks with me, Añuli. How is everyone doing? If you didn't see my last video, you need to click on the link and go back and watch it. It would definitely have one or two or three things that can support you as we journey along together in this year 2021. How is everyone doing? Happy New Year. If it is that you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would encourage you to do that because it could be one of your goals this year to listen to how you and I can have conversations and talks that can and should lead to actions. Now today I want us to talk about unequal standards, and I'm sure you're going to say, well, Annalie, unequal standards, we talk about this all the time. I agree, we talk about this all the time. How about you thinking that we don't talk about it enough? I believe that when a people and a nation want to get to a particular point of embracing diversity and inclusion, one great thing we need to speak about and address is unequal standards. And that happens across board. It's not just about, it doesn't mean that where we are is enough for us. It means that we need to do more to get more people included in everything, in governance, in politics, in leadership, in everything. Every man and woman have the opportunity to be able to achieve their God-ordained potentials and their purpose. But where we find ourselves is that we always constantly experience unequal standards. And there's a research to prove that. A lot of minds have gone on to research on what is the thing that always causes unequal standards and why it's taking us so much time to move from a place of inequality to equality. Why? And one of the things, the terms that keeps reoccurring is unconscious bias, because you and I have been exposed in a way, have been raised in a way, different environments that put us in a position to not, if you like, think about things thoroughly. So we have unconscious biases that has raised us, and I do believe that everyone is guilty of that. But the question now is, what are we going to do about it? We have unequal expectations for men and women. Yes, we have unequal expectations. Women can do this and they can't do that. Men can do this and we can't do that. There's always but who is querying why? And when you come out and ask, hang on a second, why are we not doing that? Why is this not happening? What if we think about it this way? And even doing that, you have judgments that will come. But we need to get to a place where you query standards, you query opinions, you query mindsets, just for things to get better. Again, like I said, for diversity and inclusivity. A few days ago, just a little bit into the year, I watched an interview that was so excellently conducted by Ebuka on the bounceriodiolive.com. I listened to Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I listened to Tiwa Savage. I also listened to Falz, the bad guy. I also listened to, Davido, obviously. Don't want to have unequal standards. I listened to all of them, and there's all something there for you and I to learn. And they just kept on re-echoing my thoughts about unequal expectations and standards. I'm going to take, for example, if you haven't seen it, I recommend that you just click the link and go and watch it. It's a good conversation that we should continue to have. And Tiwa Savage said so many things. Shout out to Tiwa. Great talent. That was honest interview. And Tiwa Savage said something about unequal standards and expectations. And you would expect that being a female artist in the entertainment industry, she will get the same equal opportunities that her male counterparts get. But no, she doesn't. So what is expected of a male artist in the field is not what is expected of a female artist in the field. And I found that so ridiculous. Why would someone like Tiwa or any of the great musicians and female artists we have in our country, Nigeria, who are definitely making us proud, be invited for a meeting, get there early and make to wait, and then the male artists come there, they come really late, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is unequal standards. I bet they're thinking, oh well, she probably would understand, okay? But the man would not, let's not waste his time. And he will waste your time, come in late, people will still apologize. But as a woman, you can't even do that. Why? Unconscious bias. Listening to Chimamanda, I also saw that while Chimamanda said something that was really quite pertinent and applied to me as well. When she lost her dad and they were at the burial, you know, he has daughters, he has sons, but the sons are seated on a designated area receiving all the gifts from the in-laws, from friends, from families, and there's no place designated for his daughters to stay. And I feel like this is just quite unequal, do you know what I mean? And you know, people tell us that there's this thing about this Oedipus complex, you know, a daughter always looks after the father. And this woman, the daughter does all this work and does all the loving, but she doesn't even get a seat at the table, even at her father's death. Can you imagine? So the men are there collecting all the gifts. It happened to me as well, okay? So my younger brother was once seated at the table collecting all the gifts while I was trying to, you know, make welcome to something called the Umuada community who came. I had to, you know, obviously attend to them because I'm Ada. And I'm like, why am I not receiving gifts? I'm like, thankfully, Chimamanda raises that, why is this is so unequal? And of course, trusting her, she queried it. Like, well, could just na gali no, be going around the whole place. Like, I share the same blood DNA with the man that we lost. Why can't I have equal standards with my brothers? Again, unconscious bias. Now, the thing about it is, unconscious bias influences us more than we think. It influences us. And one of the places I feel like that really needs to begin to channel this unconscious bias is, again, religion. Religion does not do us any good in the way the unconscious bias is always shot at us. Now, where are the places that we find unconscious bias? In my own, I mean, you can add on the places that you feel you've experienced unconscious bias. I'm just going to mention a few. When you are vying for leadership positions, there's no how you will not experience unconscious bias. If you come out as a woman to vie for a leadership position, the different questions going to ask. Are you married? Are you not married? If you're married, how long? Where are you from? Where is your husband from? How many children do you have? If you run for the office, who is going to look after your children at home? If you don't have children, why don't you have children? Oh, like, there's so many questions asked for women. And when it comes to the men, no way. Even when the women are trying to, you know, build a career, build a business, run anything at all, the questions are very, very unequal. She's too ambitious. She's this. I don't like the way she looks. I don't like what she wore there. I like the way she did here. I don't like how she said it here. There's just so many unconscious biases that flows. But for the men, it doesn't happen. Now let me dive right into finances. I feel like it's so unfair for men to always be the one that provides. Why is it like that? That is what the environment has told us. Look for a man that has money, marry a man that has money, have no plan for yourself. If you have a plan, let it mirror into what the man is doing. It's just so unconscious. And there's some men that go through intense pressure just to make sure that they live up to society's expectations. A lot of men may be walking around with depression because the society has put them in this place where they have to meet up. I mean, I having a conversation with some good friends of mine, and one in particular was talking about setting up wills and, you know, looking at finances, looking at stocks. And he's wondering, like, I'm the one here talking about wills and stocks and shares, and I wonder if my wife even thinks about having a will. Women, do you think about having a will? No, because unconsciously, you and I are trained that the man will be the one to leave the will. That's unconscious bias. We say raising kids. There's unconscious bias in raising kids and unequal standards in raising kids. Oh, don't worry, he doesn't like to wipe the baby's bum. Oh, this is blood that women are supposed to be doing that. Oh, don't let this. Why? Why can't a man and a woman equally raise a child together? Granted, there's some skills that the man has that can do better than the woman. There's some skills that the man can do better and the woman can do better. But the thing is, there's a joint partnership. You do some of this, I do some of this. You do some of this, I do some of this. And that comes together to form at least some sort of partnership and bond. But you and I are raised in such a way that, oh no, I'm supposed to do this. I am supposed to, when I'm sweeping the floor, I'm supposed to bend properly because I'm a woman and do it the way I'm supposed to do it as a woman. Not that I'm supposed to sweep a floor, bend properly and sweep the floor because I need to get it clean. Or Añuli, learn how to cook because you would need to cook for yourself when you become independent. No. I always hear, actually I've been a victim of hearing those kind of things where my grandma would say, Ne, mewe, niji anambedigi. Ne mewe, niji anambedigi. Keep on doing it. You're using it to go to your husband's house. Like, I don't... May you also rest in peace, grandma. But I'm just realizing now, hang on a second. I want to be able to do it to go back to my own house. Meaning that keep doing it because you use it to go to your husband's house. But adventure, there's nothing like that. What do I do? So it's a life skill. Teach everyone how to raise kids the same way. No unequal standards. Or is it education? You feel like if I invest all this money on a girl, she's gonna go marry somebody, change her name, and become the person's name, and then all the achievements don't come back to me. Which actually takes it back to something that Chimamanda said in her interview with Ebuka about she has actually a manly title back home. She actually has a manly title. And do you know how she got that title? Because of her achievements. So it was good to query it to say, hang on a second, why don't you just say whoever gets this achievement, right? Whoever gets this achievement will get the title. So because women are not allowed to get it. However, if you get this sort of achievement, you're allowed to get it. That's unequal standards. That is so unequal. Very, very, very unequal. Mental health as well. Women are always tagged to be very emotional. And I've had conversations with really great women, and I actually kind of see that it's a strength. Because having emotional strengths like empathy and emotion is what has led amazing countries like New Zealand, for example, to use that to get the country free and rid of the COVID-19 virus. Like, oh no, she's too emotional. Women are too emotional. You're bold. Women are too arrogant. Oh, you talk to this. Oh, you this. Why? How are you and I going to get to the place of inclusion and diversity if we keep having unequal standards? How are we going to do that? So for me today, what is your call to action? It's a new year. We're all guilty of unconscious biases. I bet that some of you watching this video right now probably have an unconscious bias about me. Not to worry. It's not your fault. You can have it. But what are you going to do about that? Let me give you some call to actions that I do daily and I'm still doing. Is number one, what is your unconscious bias? You need to do a check on it. The research that went on actually have some tools to help you check your unconscious bias. So you can catch yourself in the thought. When the unconscious bias is coming out, catch yourself in the thought like, hang on a second, I'm not actually, judging this properly. It's going to be difficult to do, but try and catch yourself in an unconscious bias. The second thing I'm going to advise us to do is call yourself out if you have an unconscious bias. Just call yourself out. What is the unconscious bias that you're having? Why are you having this unconscious bias? Think through. Is it a product of your thinking, your mindset, your environment, what you think you know? Why do you have that unconscious bias? Call yourself out. I call myself out all the time. Mulia, you're being unconscious about that. Don't do that. Okay, why? Let's wait. Because I don't want to be in a position where my unconscious bias stops other people from gaining the opportunities that they deserve, or my unconscious bias stops me, myself, from giving myself an opportunity to achieve the God-ordained dream that He has placed me on this earth to do, to achieve it. And another thing is, I think we need to be calling some people out of their unconscious biases too. In a nice way, no disrespect, but call people out of their unconscious bias. Now, that is the most difficult part. I think that is, because calling people out of unconscious bias has some sort of unconscious bias in it. Why am I saying that? Because when you have a voice and a platform and you speak up about things, it is still going to be an issue. But should you stop? No, not at all. Unequal standards affect all of us. Unequal standards affect the way we think, the way we live, in career, businesses, leadership, politics, governance, raising our children, education, finances, mental health. It affects our lifestyle. So for us to reach to a place where diversity, inclusion, and equal standards is what you and I look up to, we need to check our unconscious bias and do our best to put an end to it. It's never too late to start. You can today. And that's it. That's all I'm sharing with us today. Now, if you liked it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Most importantly, I want to hear from you. What do you think your unconscious biases are, and how are you going to checkmate your unconscious bias? Thank you so much for watching. My name is Añuli. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Alpha Human Talks with Añuli. Until next time, take care of yourself, wear a face covering, wash your hands, use sanitizer, look after yourself and each other. God bless.